Hey guys, it's back with JohnyTechReview and I hope you guys are all doing well. So as you know, I have a few collaboration with Whatgeek, and this is the latest item that they sent me. Again, they typically send me some item for me to check it out. They carry a lot of mechanical keyboard parts and components, and I was looking at their website and I was interested in this, so I asked them to see if they want to send for me to check it out. And so this came in the mail, pretty well packaged from China, I believe, DHL. And this got here today. It took about 2 weeks. So let me open this up and show you guys. So let's take a look. Pulling it out. It's well packaged, and I kind of flip it up here. What do we have? It's called the Cyclone. Cyclone? Let me take a look. This is the GK61 Pro USB wireless keyboard. Has Bluetooth 2.4 GHz and also USB. It's a very small form factor, compact form factor, as you can see. Keyboard is right here, very nice and compact. Isn't just neat? Has a little volume knob in the middle here, or just a control knob. Very soft and very nice, very compact though, so this is a pretty compact design, so it really depends on what you're looking for, but it was interesting to me, so I want to check it out. So you have here a USB-C charging port, and that is about it. It look like here we got some additional key, including a regular spacebar, little USB dongle right here. So USB-A to USB-C cable. Oh, look like another replacement piece for the middle space bar. Key puller, some screw. And 2 additional switch. So first impression, feel very supple. I love this new key switch. I'm gonna definitely take a look at this. It's more linear and a lot quiet, especially for work, so we'll have to give it a try and see how that goes. So previously I was doing a do-it-yourself build kit, pretty simple build kit. I showed you guys, you can check out that previous video. And then I saw a different smaller keyboard. I have 1 or 2 smaller keyboard that I bought before, you know, the small form factor, the 61 key. And this is the one that they sent me. So this is, you can see this, it's called the GK61, and this is actually a GK61S Lite. And different company kind of manufacture this, or rather rebrand it to their own brand. This one is from a company called SKYLOONG, and Whatgeek carries on their website, and I wanted to try this because I was intrigued by this little knob here. So this is actually a button, and in some regard you can actually click this, and it does come in the box. It does come with a kit that you can actually change how you use button if you just want a regular spacebar. However, then you lose that functionality. But yeah, it was interesting. I wanted to give it a try. It's a pretty small form, and I like the way it sounds, so we'll talk about that in a minute here. From a design perspective, right off the back, the keyboard feels pretty hefty. It feels nice, weighted, and there's a battery in here, of course, for wireless. Of course, it supports Bluetooth. It has the 2.4 GHz dongle, and of course, you can also use USB-C, which is the port right here, the only port on the unit. Now, a lot of the functionalities are triggered by this function key at the bottom here. You notice that there is no dedicated arrow key, but I think that's pretty normal for a lot of these 61 key layout. I do have another 61 key layout that does have an arrow key, so it just depends on you know, how this company or how this keyboard is set up. So from a design perspective, I really like the look of this keyboard. This version here, I think they sell 3 different colors. I think they have a white, a blood, and this beige one, if I remember correctly. I'll put pictures on the screen because I don't remember off the top of my head. But this was the version I picked. It has a nice little red accent, and the escape key was something that was interesting to me when I first got it here. You can see it has this little knob, and you can change that to a regular escape key also. Now, it feels really nice. The keycaps are a little bit more, from a keycap perspective, It's a very soft, nice plastic keycap. I think these are ABS or something, I'm not sure. So the fonts are really good to read, I like that. And then from a key switch perspective, compared to my previous key, the Cherry Dice key switch, which is a little bit loud and clicky and soft, like spring wide, spring bounce right back. It's pretty light actuation. This one's a little bit more heavy. I saw a few TikTok and other video that showed off these really nice soft keyboard that sound very soft and very supple, and I was like, I wonder it was just the same. I didn't know until I picked it up and got it. For my typing experience, you will find that unless you are comfortable using a 61 key layout, it's pretty cramped for my hand. I like the 10 keyless setup with a little bit more key. This is a little bit small, so I use it now for what, since I think I got it October 20 or something like this, so it's been roughly about 3 weeks or so I've been using this keyboard, and it's a little bit cramped. So let's talk about this little space bar in the middle here. So initially when I first started using it, my thumb would always hit this space bar knob when I was trying to press the space bar. Took me a few days, but then I got adjusted to it, and I just learned not to hit that spot anymore. This knob here, of course, if you're doing this, why? Well, this knob here, it comes with the software, and with the software you can actually change this knob. You have multiple layers. You can do a window layer, Mac layer, or just the base layer. And the window layer, you can change the key, and you can have this to do something else. By default is volume up and volume down, but it depends on the layer. You can also change it to do other things. For me, I changed it to actually do volume up and volume down, but when I click on it, it was play and pause, and I changed that to open my computer, Window Explorer, because I use that functionality a lot. So that was cool. But yeah, other than that, I don't know, I don't have a lot of good use of functionality for this key. You can do macro and other thing with it, but for my experience, I could do without it, I guess. If you're really thinking about getting something like this with this configuration, consider what you would do with it before you get it. Otherwise, just get a regular keyboard, spacebar. And actually, like I say, you can take your switch out and just install a regular spacebar, and like it never exists. So they include the spacebar and the additional tool for you to do all of that. So that should be also okay. Now let's talk a little bit about battery life. Battery life wise, again, I think I received it on like 10/19. I started using it around 10/20. Today is 11/10. Just to give you an idea when this is filmed. And from that regard, roughly about 3 weeks, 6 to 7 hours of work day every day, on and off using it. And I use it basically full time. Battery dropped down to about 10% last week, which I think it was on last Saturday or maybe Friday, so a week ago. So I would say 2 weeks of usage on this is average. If you are gaming and doing a lot more activities on it, maybe less. But the battery dropped down to about 10%, and that's when I decided to start charging it back up. In time of charge time, I did not track, but I think it was about 3 hours. I just plug it in and walk away, so I didn't pay attention as I was using it. But give you an idea though, from that perspective. Again, from a layout perspective, buy this if you enjoy the layout and you actually like the functionality of this keyboard. But other than that, I would say find another 61 layout if you're looking for something different. Now, why wouldn't I buy this? For me, if I'm using this for work, this is my challenge. Notice there's no arrow key. And I use the arrow key a lot for typing and for other things for work. So for me, what I did is I used the software and I remapped basically these. Instead of Alt, Window, or right click and Control, I don't use those as much. I remapped them to the arrow key, left, bottom, and right. And then this is the top arrow key. I didn't remap this one. You can just hold out a function to press it. That's the standard functionality because I actually use that key. But that's just to give you an idea, some quirk around that you have to deal with. Other than that, there was one more little problem that I noticed. When you press this function key here, you notice the keys are light up right out. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty bright here. But that's when you can use the functionality, change color, do a lot of different things. And you can also change from the window to Mac layout. And when you press that function, if you accidentally hit that function key and then you press Z or C or V, that will switch between the different Bluetooth, wireless, 1.2, dongle, etc. You will switch between wireless. And that, to me, I accidentally do that a few times. My keyboard stopped responding. So I was thinking, whoa, what happened? Did I broke the keyboard? But no, I just swap it out of a different mode. So that was something that I also experienced. I don't know why I was pressing that key. Maybe I mean, this is, you know, the function key controls right here. So I don't know, I don't really use this side that much other than that functionality. One other thing that people might be interested in is the RGB. I'm going to show that in a separate video. You can kind of see. I'll cut through a clip here where you can see the different RGB color in regular lighting and a little bit darker lighting. So I'll do that. And then you can kind of see. Alright guys, so here's the keyboard currently on RGB mode, and it's wireless as you can see from the battery. Let me go ahead and give it a try. So currently it's on kind of dim. The room is pretty bright. Let me go ahead and increase the brightness by using the function key and the left and right arrow here. You can see yes, the brightness is good. In this room is pretty bright, even though with a little bit of shade, it still, you know, doesn't show up well. At night it looks really good. I'm going to show a separate clip when it's dark, but for now let me just show you some of the clip here. You can switch between the different functionality or rather lighting mode by using either 1 to 5 option here, 6 to 10 here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this again. You can see here's the kind of like a rainbow fade, and you can actually pause it by doing function P, and that will pause it exactly in place as you can see. You can resume. Here is another mode, just a rainbow color, a different mode, white, orange, back to the rainbow fade. There you go. So those 5, and then you also have the other 5 over here. So this is more reactor type. So if I'm clicking it, it does different thing. You can see the keys are lighting on, and of course there is this one where it's more like a whole row fade or effect on a whole row, and then this one here, which is more like a whole area. See splatter wherever it is, and then here we can do another one. This one is more just like a splash, and then I think back to the complete fade again. There's also this one really interesting one, which is reacting to sound. I think it has a built-in microphone because look, hello, you can see it's reacting to it. I thought at first it was only to the sound system, the sound to your. I thought at first it was only the sound to your computer, but actually it's a microphone picking this up. So here's the darker room as you can see, simulating a little bit later at night. So overall for me, it is a pretty nice keyboard. At the time I just reviewed, I think this was about 60 bucks or so. Pretty good. And I would say if you are looking for a 61 key layout, this is a pretty nice design with the added bonus of this key. And of course you can swap that out to a regular keyboard. I would say it's a pretty standard keyboard, good RGB, pretty good lighting setup. The software is good. If you install the software, you can change a lot of things now with macro, with lighting, and remapping the key. Basically every key is, I think, remappable except maybe the function key. But yeah, more or less, if you like arrow key, then this keyboard is probably not the one that you want to get. So I hope this short little review helped you guys in your purchase decision. If you guys have any question, please let me know in the comment box down below. If you like this kind of content, continue to subscribe and stay tuned for more future review. Thank you.